Hello. Want to talk about the current situation that's going on, and it is very infuriating to me. So, a while back, I don't know, a couple of years ago, there was a white lady who called the police. I don't know where it was. She saw a crime happening, and she didn't walk away. She cared. She called the police. Police officer came, a man from Somalia, and because he wanted to get rid of the witness of that crime, because he was involved in that crime himself, he just shot her dead. It was covered on the news, but nothing further was discussed about it. Okay, no riot, no outrage. Everyone was okay with it. I'm not okay with it at all. Okay, I think it is an atrocity what happened to that woman, an absolute atrocity, and it's based on racism, hatred, and fascism, which can come in any shape and form. Okay, and now people are allowing this to happen again, another Adolf Hitler, to happen in a different shape, in a different color, in a different form. And it's very sad for me to see. I know who's behind the setup of all of this, because these are organized things. These are organized riots, organized crimes, organized fascism, organized racism, and instigated, what I believe, by the corporate agenda. Because when they can rally up people good enough, they can have them be their puppets and work for them as hitmen, free hitmen. That's what the corporate agenda wants. They use people, they manipulate people to use them in any way they want. Okay, including rallying them up against a politician. I believe that's what caused J.F. Kennedy to be assassinated. A situation just like that, where the corporate agenda, when they want to get rid of someone, because that person might be sympathizing with communism, or that person might be making the world a better place, that person might be pro-earth, and taking customers, ultimately, incidentally causing ExxonMobil to lose customers. So that's what they don't. I'm not saying, I don't want to be misunderstood here. I'm just using these as examples. I'm not for communism. I'm just using this as an example. The corporate agenda will get rid of people. They manipulate people and even get people to do their dirty work for them, as in that assassination of J.F. Kennedy. And so this is what's happening. That's how they developed Islamic State. That's how they developed, and that was during Barack Obama. Okay, just putting it out there for people to understand. Barack Obama was 100% corporate, and still is, of course. So that way they can have other people do the dirty work for them. And also, whatever it gets them to sell more weapons, more machine guns for the military, more other machines, war machines, and so on. So it has this greed agenda behind it. It's a greed-based economy. But people are played like pawns on a chessboard, but they don't understand. They don't seem to understand any of this. They let them manipulate them. They let them enrage them. They literally they sick them onto other people. And the pawns on this chess board, they don't understand what's happening. They're just functioning out of their old racism and hatred and so on. And the corporate agenda uses that to the fullest advantage. To the fullest. And people don't understand. And other people let themselves be peer pressured, into supporting hate groups like Antifa and whatever hate groups it is. Black Panthers, any kind of racist hate group, whatever side they're on. People let themselves be peer pressured against certain groups, and taking side with certain groups. And it's an absolute atrocity, and I'm infinitely sad to see this. This is making me infinitely sad. So, and everyone who lets people peer pressure them and lets people, whether I talked about this yesterday in my video, whatever the majority does or whatever is looked on as cool or whatever, young people are very, very prone to this. And also because they don't have enough background knowledge on things, so they'll just go along with whatever people tell them, whatever their cool friends tell them. They go along with it, and they think that's the right path or something. So it's very sad for me to see all of this. And, that lady that was shot, no one said anything. But if it's reversed, if the color is reversed, then the whole country will go up in arms, and everyone is forced into going along with it. And it's horror for me to see this. Absolute horror. And so everyone who lets themselves be peer pressured into siding with hate groups, they are responsible. They are also part of this. They are responsible for bringing on civil unrest, for bringing on a war, for bringing on suffering and hardship. They're responsible. You are responsible if you let people peer pressure you into things. If you don't think for yourself, if you don't question things, you make yourself responsible. And that's also what Einstein said, if you walk away from a crime and you don't say anything, you make yourself responsible for that too. And he said, during the Nazi era, he said that, accusing all of these followers of the Nazi era in this way, the same thing is brewing up again with a different face, with a different setting, with a different color, with a different belief system. Okay, same thing again. Fascism and racism and oppression, that comes in all kinds of shapes. Okay, not just in one shape as it's always portrayed to the world. It comes in all kinds of shapes. Do you want to bring this on again? Do you want to create this again? I do not. I do not want to see hate and racism of any form. I do not want to see innocent beings victimized. Okay? I don't know about you. I don't want to see it. I care very deeply. I don't want animals and humans victimized and butchered and shot and raped and whatever they're doing, the violent crimes, the hate crimes that are going on out there. Okay, this very upsetting to me, okay? Very, very deeply upsetting, and I needed to say something about this because it's a double standard. It is it's mental weakness from the side of liberals in particular. No, not all liberals, but a lot of liberals, okay? A lot of followers, or a lot of people that are just jumping on the bandwagon of hatred and violence and atrocities. And so sometimes stands in stark contradiction to their actual views. And that makes me wonder whether these people that are, like, for example, for women's rights, that will then jump on the bandwagon of Antifa, of the Muslim agenda. That makes me really wonder whether they're actually feminists. Yeah. So, or, whatever people pride themselves to be on the side of justice, and then they think that's justice? To jump on another bandwagon that is actually a war front, that's actually hurting and butchering and killing? That is my question to the world. It's like, what do you think you are standing for? Is there anything that you stand for? Is that actually legitimate? Do you really believe in justice? Do you really believe in animal rights? Do you really believe in women's rights? So how can you possibly jump on a bandwagon that is so violent? That is my question to the world. Okay, you guys take care.